Alright, so for assignment 3, this is how I did my visualization. The main page has a project 3 like HTML document that kind of runs the different data choices. You can click on like CO2 for example, and it takes you to the different CO2 charts here. You can change the like each chart individually to some different ones, and then you'll see the different chart between Barbados here for CO2 emissions and then Chile for CO2 emissions. You can switch these around to pretty much anything on the list, and they'll switch accordingly to what you select through each one of the selection widgets there. Then when you click back on home, you can go back to renewable electricity, which was the next topic, which works the same way as the last one did. You're going to once again click through these and it'll select the different data set. The scales change depending on which set you're looking at. If you look, the scales here go up to 16, the scale there goes up to 40, and that's because the data set had a higher maximum. Whenever we were setting the scale, I had it set to where it did to the max for each thing you select, so every time you change it, it's going to change the scale max. The bottom goes to 2010. It's got a tick there for, I believe, 2012 would be the last data point that it had on there. You can click home, go to the next one. Oh, clicked the wrong button there. Total electricity consumption was the next. Chart works the same way. The scales change dynamically depending on which data set you click on, and click on the same one. You see the difference in charts. You can see the trend in data. The x-axis is going to be the same on all of them. They go to the same charts. It's the y-axis that scales dynamically there. Go back to home and check the last one for coal consumption. And it does the same thing. I changed the colors on them to try to make them look a little bit different. Other than that, I didn't really do much too different on design elements. There's some of them when you click on that they had nothing for years, which is kind of interesting to see. That they just consumed no coal for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden started to consume coal again, and then quit consuming coal again. So it's kind of cool to see some of the trends that you see throughout the time there. Yeah, that's how I did that. We initially had some issues with getting the changing to work. Whenever I went through it, I was like, if I changed this chart to Central to South America, and then I changed this chart to Brazil, the Brazil chart would show up here as well, and here. And the only way I was able to get it fixed was changing a bunch of element names and reading and talking to the professor a bunch. Um, it ended up working after we got it all set up, and then I was able to. I worked mainly in this one initially, and then was moving the data to the other uh, like HTML files to get them to work the same way. Um, but yeah, that's my presentation and how I did that.